Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter. Make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage. We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Yeah, what's up? It's your boy Major Gage.
I can't hear y'all guys, man.
Yo, I got my mans in them with me. I got Bobby Drake, I got Anthony Malcolm, and we have our good brother Glenn Jones with us today. All right. What's up? Let's do it.
I can't hear.
and he's going to talk to us.
Can't hear y'all.
About some things
He
that
can't. He said you can't hear us.
Yeah, sorry about
Can't
that.
hear us?
You can't hear us, Glenn?
We just heard him.
Yeah, we had him on. He went out and came back in several times. I don't know if he was having technical difficulties over there.
Maybe.
Glenn, can you hear us? Glenn?
Yes, he.
Okay, he's coming back in now. So let me take him off, and then bring him back up here. Got our good brother Glenn Jones. What's up? Can you hear us, brother?
Can you hear us?
You can't hear us? Whoa. Touch your do you have access? Do you see your audio settings on there? You were fine before. What happened? You were okay. What do you see your audio settings on your screen?
I think he's from. Okay, no wait. All right,
okay. So. I can hear y'all now. Can y'all hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, we got.
Can you hear us?
Sure.
We good?
Yeah.
You good, right? You can hear us, right?
I
can't hear us.
They
I can hear you. I can hear him. What's the name?
Anthony.
Drake.
Bobby.
Anthony. Yeah, I got you.
Who can't you hear?
Who is Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony. Can you hear Major?
I can't hear Major.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
Wow. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear Bobby for sure.
Well, he can hear the important people, so I guess it's okay. I mean,
okay, this is what we're going to do. Since you can
hear
hear Anthony.
I can't hear
you
Major.
Hear Anthony?
At all.
Can you hear Anthony?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you either, Anthony.
Oh shit! I don't know what's going on. That's weird. If you can only hear Bobby.
That is strange. Try to touch your audio settings and see if you can. Man, he can't hear me.
Well,
Bobby,
you know what? Hey, Glenn, if you can, try to exit and come back in again.
Okay.
See if that's gonna shake it up properly.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, I really hope we get the audio together because that brother, from what I understand, he got a lot of game he could give us. At least if he can hear Anthony, we'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Because Anthony's going to be the one doing the primary interrogation today. So you know what I'm saying?
The heavy lifting.
Yeah, we gonna hope we get our brother back in so we can talk and everything. Oh man, so how's everything with y'all brothers, man? Y'all straight?
Yeah, still under the weather a little bit. Came back kind of hard the second time, but like I tell people, try to make sure you know your natural remedies at home because a lot of times, like I say, the things that they're putting in this air is causing us to like really be sick, and they want you to come to the hospital. Like that's where they get their money from. So you guys got to make sure that you're doing what you need to do in order to survive these little traps that they're putting out there. So, doing what I know, I'm able to survive some of these little tactics that they got going on, but a lot of people don't realize that. And I won't go into details of it because, you'll get striked if I talk about a certain thing, but people who have gotten that, your immune system has depended on that thing that you got. Now it disabled your immune system, so now you have to depend on them in order for you to survive. So you guys got to understand, man, sometimes when you're looking at things, understand that you're in a system of white supremacy. These people they're not here to help you. If they wanted to help you, they would have been destroyed this system long time ago, and everybody would have been on an equal playing field. That's not what they want. They know that their numbers are dying out, and they're doing everything in their possible powers to make sure that we die out alongside of them at that same rate. So you have to be strategic and always go back to the Hunger Games. This is basically what we're living in, the Hunger Games. You got different sections and everybody's out here trying to survive in their sector. You know what I'm saying? So the survival of the fittest coming out of your own region is going to be something really. So a lot of these movies, they do kind of shape the direction. They tell you what's going on in the direction that they're heading in. Yeah. I'll land my plane on that.
Agreed. Glenn, are you there?
He came in. He must not have been able to hear
No, I pointed at my ear. He said okay.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know what happened. Glenn, you there, brother?
I wonder if he has a connection shortage over there. Is he on a?
Yeah,
I wonder
because
if he's on,
Wonder if it's the network or something.
yeah, because while the intro was playing, he was dipping out, coming back in, dipping out, coming back in. I didn't know if that was him or if that was the connection or what it was. So I don't know. But we try to keep it rolling. Hopefully he comes back. If he comes back up, we got to stop and make sure he's good. So go ahead, Bobby Drake, real quick.
Yeah, co-sign of what Ant was saying as well. Greetings, everybody. I just kicked off reading week before last new book because I always stay with some fire on the fingertips. Just started reading. Definitely gonna recommend this gem to all y'all. This book by Susan Williams entitled "White Malice: The CIA and the Covert Recolonization of Africa."
Yeah,
and man. Heavy history being dropped in that book. And again, if you think what Ant's saying is kind of off the wall or kind of way out there, man, there's a lot of stuff. And this book is mainly taking place, of course, in or at least what they're talking about is what's going on in Africa during the when really the birthplace of Pan-Africanism over there with, Nkrumah and Lumumba and all the others over there trying to go ahead and get the African continent rallied together. And you finding out that just a bunch of folks just basically trying to get, the white yoke off of them. And these are countries, again, mind you, that have nothing to do with the United States of America. Nothing to do with that. We're talking about Europe, we're talking Portugal, we're talking Spain, we're talking France and those places. And yet and still, you got the United States of America, CIA, at the birth of the CIA, really. So we're talking about the entry level of the CIA. When you see how much of an effort they took to go ahead and get their fingertips into there and throw things off and really, muddy the waters, you understand that anytime you have us trying to get ourselves together, they take that as a threat. So if you think something like health is off the table for them, it's not. So really take heed to that information. Real solid week I had. So this week was the 50th. It was a big celebration week for us. This week was the 50th Florida Caribbean Student Association Student Development Conference and Alumni Weekend, man.
Okay.
When I was in college, the FCSA, specifically my group Tropical Beat, shout out Tropical Beat, shout out to the Miami-Dade College, who was also hosting as well. That was my group, man. So I didn't have a whole bunch of other activities. CSA kept me busy +2. And I got to say, it made a huge impact in my life. Definitely helped me, get extra rooted in the culture, in my Bahamian culture, but also other Caribbean cultures. But it wasn't just about us. We were heavy on that campus, man. Miami-Dade is a big school down here. I don't care what anyone wants to say. We were the organization. We were always the top 2 in terms of participation, output, engagement, activities, and 9 times out of 10, we weren't number 2. But we were very all-inclusive. We were the Caribbean Student Association, but if you weren't from the Caribbean, if you were American, if you were from Latin America, wherever, if you was interested, we embraced you. There was a lot of enrichment activities, so it was very good to go out there and see that. I came for today for the close of it. And it was great seeing old faces and everything. A lot of networking we did, a lot of things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be chopping it up. And really our focus when the old heads were talking, we were happy to see that the young ones were still keeping up and keeping things going. But we were talking about our experiences and how much it shaped us and how we're glad that the youth is picking it up and really looking to give back and really be engaged. We're also talking about engagement for the old heads, the alumni, and how we wanted to make sure that our experience didn't die there with us. So we're going to have some good things cooking up, a lot of good exposure. Very good to be amongst the crew. And on a more personal level, I have something that I've had in the oven cooking up for a little bit. I don't want to say too much, but I'm working on something that's really geared towards what our platform is about, really empowering men, really making a difference in the lives of men. I'm working on that's my baby. Got some TLC going on. It's in the oven right now. I should have it ready to go probably about another month or 2, depending on how things go. But once I'm ready to launch, I'm definitely going to announce it on the platform here first.
Well, you say,
Really,
wait, hold up. You say you're working on what now?
I got a project that I'm working on.
Okay, you got a project that you work on. You
It's an
didn't. You're
individual
intentionally
project.
being vague. You okay?
Yeah, just
Okay.
just the preview. Let know it's coming. I feel good enough about where I am in the process where I can kind
Okay.
of give that tidbit. But when I'm ready to launch, I'm not gonna say anything to anybody. The first place anyone's gonna hear about is gonna be right here on this platform.
That's wonderful.
Definitely looking forward to the family. It's gonna be for the men. The ladies can benefit from it too, but just understand this is not meant to be, it can benefit, but this is geared towards us.
Okay.
This is what the game's been missing from my perspective. So we're definitely going to put that out there. Looking forward to seeing what difference it's going to make for everybody. So I just want to put that out there. Sneak peek, stay tuned. It's coming.
Okay, that sounds gangster, man. I can't wait. The anticipation is killing me now, man. I
Yes,
don't know,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Bobby Drake got a lot of, there's so much mystique around this guy. Like the myth, the legend, Bobby Drake, you dig? The guy, he
Yes,
don't
sir.
say much, but, people ask about Bobby. You know what I'm saying? So that would be very interesting to see what the project is and see where it go and all that type of stuff. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm glad to hear
Yes,
that
sir.
we have new and exciting things brewing. Unfortunately, our guest doesn't seem like I don't know. I guess he's having some type of technical difficulties. I hope the brother gets everything together over there. But in the meantime, I guess we just bring up some topics, some very interesting things that I've seen lately that I think you guys might want to talk about too. Or there's a thing, a screenshot that you sent me, and you want me to go ahead and bring that up? You want to talk about that? I can't hear you, Anthony. You're
Unmute, brother.
Yeah, we can bring it up. I was gonna bring it up where he was on, but I don't know. His phone had died. I just called him, went straight to voicemail. So probably his phone. I was seeing if he had a laptop or something he could get on.
Well, you know what? Let's save that. Let's cross our fingers and hope he's able to rejoin us. We can plug the screenshot of that later on. Let's just go through everything else, and we'll bring him in the middle of the show if he's able to get back in time. So
all right, cool, no problem. I saw this earlier this week, and I wanted to see what y'all's take was on this. This was very interesting. I dislike Candace Owens immensely, but Candace Owens be making sense sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And she hits on a lot of points that other people don't touch on. What do y'all think of this? Ban pornography. It was created as a tool to enslave men. I think that's a heavy conversation right there. I don't know if a lot of brothers is ready for that conversation, but I found it very interesting that she would come out and say that. And some of the responses I saw on it were equally as interesting. I don't know, man. What do y'all think on this? That it kind of makes a lot of sense. It's a hell of a distraction, I'll tell you that. And a lot of men, I've always felt that a lot of men are not productive enough because they have their mind in their pants. That's real. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of agree with her on this. I don't know. What do y'all think of it? Am I tripping? Is she tripping? Or is there something there?
Two things can be right. Like I always say, it could be very productive if they do ban it. But at the same time, I'm not too much into banning certain things because the reason why I would say that is that you create the polarized opposite when you do that. So because you ban something, it's going to be a crazy feast and thirst for it on the other end. And you might end up creating more of people being addicted to porn as if it was freely out there. But what I will say, I will say this. They did put up an age restriction. And I think that was the first step of heading in the right direction, because before you could go on Pornhub and you could just type in and it'll pop right up. There was no age verification. You could go straight into the videos. Now you do that. They want to know your age. You have to type it in. You even have to use a third-party verification app to get in there. So yeah, I've done it recently just to, because I heard about it, but I wanted to see for myself if this really was legit, because it was a law that was passed in Florida, and they had to verify for you getting on these phones.
Which video were you trying to pull up when you went to test it out?
Research purposes only. Are we sure?
Yeah, I don't look at nothing but black women and black men. So all the other bullshit y'all can throw out there.
Cheers to you.
All right. No midget porn. Okay.
Yeah, I think that like I said, I think when you go that way, it'll polarize and create more of a demand and crave for it. Remember, and I'll say that based on, remember, when you look at the preacher's daughter and the preacher's son being so strict, guess what? Those be the worst ones. They be male whores and male female whores. You know what I'm saying? Not all of them, but I'm just saying a lot of them do come out like that because they're so confined and so constricted that they can't do anything. They ban them from this, ban them from that, and they do the polarized opposite and end up being the worst kind of individuals out there, rebellious.
Yeah.
How am I playing on that?
Shout out Angela Simmons. Word is born. You dig? Like, I mean, it's crazy. Every time I look up, this woman is the preacher's daughter. And every time I look up, she's wallpapering the internet with her ass. It's ridiculous. It's like, damn. And then I just saw another video the other day. Keisha Cole's daughter out here shaking her ass and twerking. And I guess I have this thing where I feel like, you know, all these people, you know, their kids are still kids. You know what I'm saying? Like Keisha Cole's daughter, I'm thinking it's a small child. She looks like she's at least a teenager, maybe a grown woman, but like, that's not what I wanted to see from Keisha Cole's daughter. Her twerking, talking about she got better knees than Meg Thee Stallion. Who the fuck asked for that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're Keisha Cole's daughter. I'm thinking you know what I'm saying? You gonna come with some type of talent. You gonna sing. You gonna, and then that's what you come. That's the only thing I've ever seen about this girl. It's shameful. I don't know, man. Bobby Drake, what you think on that, man?
Shout out to Candace Owens. Perfect example of being a juggernaut for the wrong side. Like she reminds me of that football player that's like Marshawn Lynch level.
Yeah,
got that Marshawn Lynch ability, but be running the wrong damn end zone. Like, can't take it coast to coast, or it was the NBA. They can literally take it from one side of the floor to the other, just cross over, dribbling over, all kind of and one tricks with the slam dunk finish.
Yeah,
in the wrong basket. It's like,
right.
But every now and then, kind of get her bearings and we'll put in the right hoop, and it's like, good job. This is one of those moments for me. I definitely believe that when we look at it on the surface and we evaluate and put it through the lens, remove bias and say, what are the pros? What are the cons? Is there more value to this than drawback? I say there's more drawbacks. And it's on both sides of the fence. It's not just how it affects men, but also how pornography affects women as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of relationships that are impacted negatively because of pornography, not just in terms of pornography serving as an interference in the relationship, but it also rewires how we see sex, period.
Yeah.
You have a lot of men and women that are finding themselves incompatible with the opposite sex in terms of intimacy, or even causing intimacy issues, because their knowledge of sex is based off of pornography.
Yeah.
So they're seeing things, they're seeing scenes, they're seeing some of these stars and everything doing things and whatnot that is not practical for actual one-on-one intimacy. If there's no cameras involved, if you're not trying to be on somebody's fans only or their site or whatever, this is impractical. This is not building intimacy. You have people acting out things, and there's nothing wrong with experimentation in your relationship. You're trying to do things to spice it up. That's cool. But you got folks that's really thinking that sex between two people or more is supposed to look like it does on Pornhub or what have you.
Facts.
You have dudes out here that think that they need to beat up, and you have women that are, suffering. They're getting tore up, they're getting damaged, and it's not in an enjoyable way, in a manner. But but the men are thinking that this is what women want. Women are thinking, I don't like this, but this is what he likes, or this is how it's supposed to be. And the process is completely warped. So you have some people even being turned off from sex because they think that it means that you have to suffer. Or if I really want to show how much I like this person, I have to get this in this way that I don't like. And they're not understanding that this is not what sex is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's harming the individual. It's also damaging social skills because you have dudes that are using it as a coping mechanism. Instead of getting your game up and learning how to properly interact with the opposite sex, they're just saying, well, why don't we do that? And you see dudes even say it in conversations. Well, I don't need women. I can just go and just, do whatever at home with porn. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that shit, wow.
Go ahead and, defeat that. So, and that's not even to talk about the seedy underworld of the industry anyways.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, especially now that you have these independent sites, you have direct-to-consumer through messenger apps like WhatsApp and Telegram, Fans Only, and these other sites that exist. You have a lot of people that are going independent, but even still, they're still using third parties to help manage their resources, their spending, or even to get them a platform. So you have pimping and hoeing that's taking place on there too. Like Pimp C said, pimping ain't dead, it just went to the web.
Facts. Yeah.
So you still have the underworld that's making it their presence felt there. So most people aren't trying to go to Silicon Valley to get put on. Now they're going the independent route where the money is more direct to consume to the performers, but they're still being managed because they don't know the business or what have you. And so they're relying on other people who are abusing that authority. So on multiple levels, pornography is not the wave. Candace Owens is dead, right? And while I agree with Ant that, when you close down one avenue, it's going to make waves for it to appear in other places. But we can't underestimate the power of a cosign. You can't underestimate that. And if people are allowed to thrive in that lane, it's going to grow. And you still have the illicit side of it. It's not like it being legalized means that people aren't doing it the illegal way. They're still doing it. So there's no difference there. So nix it, and eventually, you can work on trying to find ways to reduce it. And that's what your government is supposed to be about. Yes, it's going to be difficult, but that's why we pay our taxes. We pay you all to figure this out.
Yeah,
that's a job.
That's facts. I mean, I'm kind of torn because I think it's one of the most despicable things that we have. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't think it's good for your soul. I don't think it's good for your spirit. I think it rots you from the inside out. You know what I'm saying? And I really, really do think that like a lot of people have an addiction. You know what I'm saying? And they just don't function in a normal capacity because of it. But at the same time, I like Anthony said, when you ban something, this is a country where we're supposed to have freedoms. You know what I mean? It's like, well, when you ban something, you may inadvertently create more of the behavior than you would have had. You had these countries where, for instance, you can drink, like children can drink, children can have wine, children can have beer. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the issues with alcoholism that we have here, where you can't do anything with alcohol or anything until after you're 21 or whatever the case. They don't have the issues that we have. They don't have the issues with alcoholism. They don't have the issues with drunk driving. They don't have none of that stuff, but children can have a drink, so it's I'm kind of torn between it. I thought it was very interesting though. I will say this, in this society right now, we're definitely a hypersexualized society, and it does not help. I'll put it that way. Everybody, is always trying to impose their loins on you, it seems. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'll be scrolling down the internet thread, man, and like, you just be minding your business, and some chick is gonna toot up her ass and start twerking at the camera. And you didn't do no shit to provoke that. I mean, my algorithm is pretty vanilla. You know what I'm saying? And even on my algorithm, I got that bullshit. So I'm just saying, bro, like it's a bit much at this point, so yeah, I don't know. That's very, very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if we keep getting like Republicans in office, because they don't like that shit. They really, really don't. And they seem to be the political party that gets most of their way. So we'll see what happens, man. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm free. Am I freezing at all?
No.
Freezed up a little bit, but I can hear you just fine. The audio is good.
Okay, cool. We got other stuff. Seems like our guest, I don't know. I don't know if he'll be coming back, but I got some other stuff from before that didn't make some of the other shows. I could crank up, you know what I'm saying, and just kick out because I got a lot of stuff that we didn't talk about from before.
Yeah, just run it.
I always wanted to talk about this. This woman right here tripped me out. Listen to this bullshit.
Really unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies, but the fact that the men are ugly says otherwise, right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies. So while y'all are out here being like, the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're fucking a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist, babe. Like, there's no amount of moisturizer and sunscreen that will change the fact that his great-grandma should have fucking swallowed him. Like, we are out here fucking and making babies like we're a goddamn endangered species, but the breeding stock is foul. And that's why most men are ugly, okay? They DEI'd themselves into someone's grandma's coochie, and now we are all forced to deal with the consequences of that. Sucks.
Yo, she gotta be trolling, bro. She has to be trolling. She looks like, what is that thing on Star Wars with the 6 arms? You know what I'm talking about? When Anakin had to go to the Mustafar system, and he was a server in a restaurant, and he had 6 arms, and he looked just like her. You know what I'm saying? And she's up here talking about why men are ugly. And I mean, she just going in talking about, oh, you know, most men were supposed to be cannon fodder for the attractive men, and you know, their mama should have swallowed them. And this woman is butt ugly talking about how ugly men are. You can't be serious. I think this was supposed to go on the Acute Misandry show. You know what I'm saying? But like, talk to me about this. What is this woman trolling, or is she serious?
No, she's dead ass serious, because it's always the unattractive motherfuckers that have the most to say, man. Like, it's not coming from attractive women. It's the ones that don't get chosen, don't get picked, and they have this bitter vitriol towards men. And
sometimes, yeah, I've seen some attractive women. There's exceptions.
I'm talking about statistical wise.
Yeah,
you have
most
more
of them
unattractive women that have disdain for men because they're not being picked. They're not getting the men that they want. They're overlooked. They get treated like crap because the guys that probably entertain her only be smashing and dip. You know, they lie to her just to lay up with her, and she's tired of it. So you can hear a lot of that disdain in her rants. And, you know, it's sad because a lot of times when we look at these individuals, they kind of brainwash other individuals. And then when I notice the pattern, and I know motherfuckers is gonna get mad at me, but it's always these women with these septic rings. I'm sorry, this always the women with the septic rings that have this type of disdain for men.
Yeah, it do be them for real. But I'm sorry, this one in particular. I'm sorry, you can't talk that shit when you are butt boongy ass crack ugly. You can't say that shit, bro. I mean, god damn, look like Grimace from the McDonald's commercial. Go ahead, Bobby. Talk me off the ledge, man. God damn. What you got, Bobby? I'm just saying. I didn't make her say it. She said it on her own, man. Like, bruh, some people, the audacity. Didn't you say last time audacity is at an all-time high? Shit.
Where are the tariffs? I'm struggling to piece words together right now because I'm just my flabbers are gasted.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
I can't recall I've never have. This is actually a Hall of Fame moment right now. This might be the most egregious, and I just talked about the same thing the other day. I just didn't know that this was out there.
Yeah.
This is the new most egregious absence, not lack, absence, void of self-awareness I have ever heard in my existence. Forget about existence. This is the most egregious void of self-awareness in my whole existence. And I'm including all my past lives if I have them.
Yeah,
If many moons ago I was one of the original dinosaurs on Earth, I'm talking about from that life. I've never seen a more egregious void of self-awareness. I can maybe digest that from somebody else, but ma'am, from you?
Bruh.
Beloved, my sister in Christ, have you seen you? I'm not going to say she's the most hideous woman on earth. I think that would be pushing it. I've seen some, no disrespect, I mean it, on that list, but ma'am, you could be in the same family photo as Goro from the Mortal Kombat franchise, minus the extra limbs. If I have to listen to this from anybody, beloved, I don't want to hear it from you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, that was a bit much, bro.
I will sit there and, to my chagrin, listen to that from Halle Berry. I'll listen to that from Lauren London. I'll listen to that from Bria Miles. I'll listen to that from Ari Lennox. I'm not listening to that from you. That's what's not going to happen. You don't qualify, man. You cannot buy your way into this poker table. That's number one. God. Number two, and I have to say, and Ant called it out, but once again, Septum Ring Law. Shout out to our good brother Terrain Walker. Salute to that scholar.
Yeah.
Septum Ring Law, not theory. We're way past that now. Septum Ring Law is undefeated. I don't think all the nuclear armadas in the world
crazy
can put a scratch on that polish. That thing looking Teflon right now, boy.
Yeah.
For all the ones that asked, what's the problem with septum rings? What's wrong? That is one of the representatives of the brand. So I might have encountered one exception to that. One exception.
It's rough, God. It's rough.
Which is natural because there's exception to everything just about. But that's the one. So far, this is who the rank and file consists of.
Right.
There's about 1 million of her in the group. There might be one speck of pepper among the salt, but this is the crew. This is your king.
Yeah. And just, for the sake of journalistic integrity, he had 4 arms, not 6, and his name is Dex. That's who I was talking about. When I looked at her, that's immediately what came to my mind. Dex. You know what I'm saying? And you talk about somebody? Yo, bruh, you can't make this shit up.
And to be honest, hearing again, I can accept that a little better from the others because I believe they would have had that experience. I don't believe she has any of those experiences with me.
Come on, man.
I don't. Again, the bitterness is coming because you're not having the toxic experiences.
Yeah.
And the women that are punching above your wage class, they've been used and they've been disused like tissue. It makes sense from them. It don't make sense from you. It sounds like you're talking what your girlfriends have told you. These are not firsthand perspectives.
Facts. I mean, God bless her. My thing is this. Aside from the clownishness of it, right? It's something you can laugh at or whatever, but there's another layer to it. How these women just come on the internet every day and just proudly profess their hatred for men, in the most creative ways imaginable should be studied. And there was I told you about the show I watched, Dee Dee's Reactions. Good sister Dee Dee, shout out to her. I'm going to do a whole video. She had the girl Jazz Noel, her? She used to be on Anton Daniels' panel. The little dark-skinned sister.
I don't watch what that fool does. I'm not shading you for that. I don't watch what he does. But the name is familiar. The name is familiar for some reason. Probably because she's been on there. But I've heard the name, don't know her.
Yeah, and I really, I heard terrible things about her. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, Dee Dee's having her on, and God bless Dee Dee. She's one of those really nice people that they just try to see the good in everybody. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check it out because she's got her on, and Dee Dee's a very sharp sister, and man, boy, I'm gonna do a whole show, not a whole show, but I'm gonna definitely do a whole segment on that. That is one very, very mixed up young woman, and she's probably I'm gonna talk about it more when I do my segment, but she's the more dangerous of the three archetypes of toxic women. The three basic archetypes of toxic women. You got your sexy reds, right? Which is like the just most ratchet of the ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your young Miamis, which is a passing ratchet. Like if you dress her up and you convince her to chew with her mouth closed for a couple hours, you can take her somewhere. You understand? And then you have your, for lack of a better term, sophisticated ratchet, which is like the Lori Harveys. And that is who this woman is. She is a foaming at the mouth toxic feminist, but she doesn't acknowledge that she's a feminist. She tries to talk about, oh, I love black men, and then every other word out of her mouth is throwing black men under the bus. So wait for that to come.
Real quick before we transition to the next subject, I just want to say, as far as what she's talking about,
yeah,
I would really encourage everybody, and I dropped the link to the video in our group chat, but I would advise everybody right now, do yourself a favor for multiple reasons. Go to YouTube when you get the chance and subscribe to a channel called Predictive History.
Mm-hmm.
Very valuable if you really want to kind of game yourself up as far as geopolitical and socio-political topics, whatever. Go ahead, follow that channel, and also keep tabs on this dude by the name of Zhang Jue Qin, Professor Zhang Jue Qin, this Chinese sociologist. That man is punching intellectually way above his weight class. And if you want to know how sharp this man is, he literally predicted where we are right now as far as the whole Iran, U.S.-Israel conflict. He literally predicted this a year ago. Mm-hmm. Where we are right now today, he predicted. He called the audible. And he broke it down with about at least 80% accuracy as far as how events have progressed. But specifically, is where this topic is concerned, I want you all to look for the video on that channel that he did called Game Theory Number 1, The Dating Game.
Okay.
This subject has been talked about before, but the way he broke down as far as male-female interactions, he broke this down at a scientific, sociological, psychological level to understand how things played in the past, how things are working right now, and why our current state of affairs is broken. Watch that. One of the most valuable hours you will spend. Tell me you don't walk away like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going
to put that out there. Male, female, like, you don't have to like it, but listen to what he's saying and see if the 1 + 1 don't start making 2. That's all.
Okay. I'm gonna check him out, man. I trust what you did. I trust what you say, bro.
I'll bump it in the chat again. Watch that, and if I don't see all exclamation mark emojis from you, then I'm off.
What's the name of it?
The video is Game Theory Number 1, The Dating Game. The thumbnail is going to be like a picture of a Chinese dude on a blackboard with some lines on. He's pointing at it. But
I'm saying, what's the channel?
The channel is Predictive History.
Oh, okay.
There's no display picture, just an orange background with the letter P. Predictive History.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
It should pop up quick because with the whole Iran stuff going off, the channel's really gotten popular really quick recently. So it should pop up close to the top.
I will check that out for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. We kind of need, some strong people who know history and who know politics right now to kind of guide our way. You know what I'm saying? Even more so than myself. I know some politics and some history, but I mean, when I watch somebody like a Sabby Sabs, for instance, man, this chick is she is a monster. You know what I'm saying? And like, especially understanding the Iran and Israel situation, because I know politics, I know history, but I've never particularly understood that situation particularly well. I just always thought it was dumb and kind of dismissed it. But if you really want the lowdown, she's also another very good source for that. So listen, check this out too. I want to know what y'all think of this. This caught my eye. This is. I think we got to stop this shit. But y'all tell me what y'all think on the other side of this.
To a viral celebration, watch this attorney's unfiltered reaction to winning her first case.
This is what I told the DA. I was trying to beat a case. Higher taste.
That's 100K. 4 shows. I can buy a radio.
So that is an attorney that just won her first case. And I'm happy the sister won her first case. You know what I'm saying? I'm there with her. I support her, all of that. But why does it seem like we got to take the most ratchet approach to everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, that celebration was just goofy as hell. Like, I don't see, you know what I'm saying? Why was that necessary? And from where I sit, I feel like other clients are not going to take her particularly seriously going forward. You know, I see this a lot. I see this, you know, in people, you know, at their job. You know, they want the security guard that got fired for twerking in her uniform, for shaking her big old ass on the internet, you know, while she's on duty, supposedly during security. The flight attendant, like Miss Neek that we was lighting up on that post, the flight attendant that got fired because she was twerking on the plane and she put it online, and you know, she had on her official uniform, you know, and the people are like, man, you're bringing down the property value of the company. You know what I'm saying? And I see this is no different. Like, does she take herself seriously? Do y'all see this as a serious problem? I do. I think it's very serious because we seem to take this everywhere. You gotta remember the other the nurse's aide, I think she was, that got fired for twerking on the disabled man's head, you know, the special needs man. Why the fuck we gotta see all that? Why can't you put that away? You know, like time and place. Has anyone ever heard of time and place? Talk me off the ledge, man. Am I tripping?
I don't think it's about time and place. It's a lot of them don't understand decorum.
Okay,
fair enough. Decorum, that's what they don't understand. Like, you gotta have decorum everywhere you go. Like, even in the public view, have a decorum. You know, our ancestors always used to say, how you carry yourself, it says a lot about you. You know, shout out to Michael Irvin. When I saw that, I immediately thought about Michael Irvin. Y'all remember about what happened with Michael Irvin 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's something with his kid, right?
Yeah.
His kid was acting up. Yeah.
Yeah, his kid was out here trying to be a damn fake gangster. And he came on air and was like, he need to cut that shit out. He was raised behind a gated community, good family, and now you want to act like you're a fake thug gangster. Cut that shit out. You know, this whole thing where you work hard to get your children out of those situations, because when it comes to percentage-wise, based on your environment, it's going to dictate a lot of your reality, whether it be life or death. When you take somebody out of that, you increase the percentages. So a lot of these families and parents want to take their children out of the society or out of the community that they were raised in, because they knew how difficult it was to dodge all of these things and proximity violences and arguments that occur a lot of times. So you work so hard to bring your child to get this good life, and this moron want to act like he living your life, your past life.
King Harris.
Like, yeah, so it's so silly that these children don't understand, like, yo, you got the upper hand. What you do is you enhance it, so when you have children, they can be enhanced and continue the legacy on that note. You don't want to imagine your father built this good life for you. You want to go out there and play a fake thug, get yourself in some fucked up predicament, and now you facing 20 years. What was the purpose of your parents putting you in that situation of giving you a better life than they had? You know, so sometimes a lot of these kids, because I call her a kid because, you know, we're way older than her, but for you to have that type of mentality, that's childlike. You know, throwing your fingers up, fuck, you know, and the caption was, imagine you seeing your attorney do this after winning a case. And what also you got to take in mind, yeah, you cool. It's cool to win your cases, but guess what? You're in a system that is based on that brotherly codified way. So when you're out here saying fuck you and you win in a case, you don't know what judge is watching. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what other attorneys are watching, and they could be sitting amongst themselves, and you won't ever win another motherfucking case because they're colluding against you to get your ass up out of there. So you got to be strategic about how you carry yourself. And I land my plane on that.
This is the goofiest shit I've seen in a while. Very good points. Bobby Drake, what you got, man?
That's an excellent breakdown right there, man. you out there moving like that. You like you said, she got beat her first case against the DA. Now, next time you get a client and the state is going against you, you try to go to the DA's office, you try to go ahead and see if you can work out a plea or something. Now it's like, no, I'm sorry, miss. I don't think we're going to be doing that. Right back in your face.
Yeah.
They don't understand. You have to be tactical with the way that you handle this stuff, and especially in the legal system. And I'm not going to pretend like I have advanced experience, but at one point I was on track to go into that arena. So I do have some level of, from the outside in, of how that works out. And man, I've seen how those relationships look. When I was in college, when I was in undergrad, because again, I was looking to possibly go into law, I had the privilege of doing a summer internship with an attorney from the regional counsel's office. And so the way that works, for those who don't know, when you're a state attorney or when you're a public defender's office, they get a lot of cases. They get a lot of cases from people that either can't afford an attorney or don't want to shell out the money for an attorney. But as the legal system works out, sometimes people flip-flop. So if there's a case that the public defender's office has to take on that they can't handle because it would be a conflict of interest, either because they've already dealt with someone else that's involved in the case, they can't take it on because of the conflict of interest, they go ahead and they pass those cases on to the regional counsel's office.
Okay.
So I was working with an attorney that did that for the summer, and we went ahead. He took me on cases with him. We were going over the case law. I was in the courtroom alongside him when he was representing clients and everything of that nature. We were in court together. So I got to see him also talk and interact with a lot of other attorneys on both sides. And I'm seeing a lot of, and he was pretty solid, pretty thorough, but I'm seeing a lot of that good old boy stuff where they're conversing. There's someone that they know, they have relationships with, they play golf on the course, whatever, they'll talk about link up later on, and they're doing business, they're talking, they're getting game about other people's attorneys. I've never been in so-and-so's courtroom, how do I work there, whatever. I'm listening to this. There's a lot of networking that goes on behind the scenes. A lot of that. A lot of insights, a lot of gems, a lot of game. So even though, much like with politics and with these senators and these legislators, much like up there, the relationships that you develop, even when they're adversarial, there's still code of conduct. There's still rules of engagement. And you violate certain things, you're potentially going to go ahead and put yourself on an island. Or we're talking about situations where your ability to go ahead and beat cases to gain favor with certain judges, even the clerks, forget the judges, the clerks, because that's a major thing, because the clerks are basically the secretaries. If you linked it, if you tight with the clerk, you in there with the judge. That's the backdoor type thing right there. So if you violate these things, you are putting yourself in a position where it's literally you versus the system. And so that whole celebration, all that nonsense, that might be the last time you get to do that celebration dance. And I'm okay with her celebrating. I'm cool with her having that joy. That's amazing. Big up. Bravo for her. Congratulations. But baby girl, and this for anyone else listening, going forward, be mindful in how you carry and conduct yourselves. I would be perfectly fine if she went to somebody's club or dance hall and did that. Go ahead, sweat it out, girl. Go ahead. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
But you out here on camera, on social media, showcasing this.
Yeah.
You got to know how to move. And I would really hope that she has some mentors, some older sisters in the game, or older brothers in the game that can take her under their wing and can check her on that and really show her how to conduct herself. I don't want to make that a character trait of hers. I want to chalk them to inexperience. She doesn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully she's able to get among some older brothers and sisters that can really take her under the wing and game her up and let her know, baby girl, you did that one time. We're not going to do that a second time.
That's game goofy as hell.
And show them how to move. Because you can have a social media. I'm cool with a couple of people. I went to school with some lawyers and attorneys who are doing that now, whatever. And they can show her how to go ahead and build up a social media presence when you're advertising yourself, but you're not making an ass out yourself.
That's the thing. You know, there's a way to do it without, you know, making a fool of yourself. That, to me, that's borderline cooning. You know what I'm saying? You have a very serious function out here, young lady. You know what I'm saying? As an attorney, like, yo, you got to be a little more serious than that.
And we can't, and it's not even about diminishing her or whatever. It's because we need her.
Yeah.
We don't have, especially for the FBA family, we need representation out here in the streets. We trying to fight to get reparations. We trying to get some anti-Black hate crime legislation passed. There's a lot of stuff on the books that that's long overdue for being addressed. And we need solid brothers and sisters that are on code in those spaces to go ahead and make that happen. But it's not going to happen if we got this going on and she's literally hobbling herself to the knees before baby girl can even, she's still a baby deer. She can't even get on her feet yet. We don't need to go ahead and turn you into veal cutlets just yet, Mama. We need you to become a full-grown deer out here in these streets.
And, you know, absolutely. And, you know, what I see happening more so than anything, I see this, I can almost smell it. You understand what I'm saying? She going to be one of the main ones out here talking about, oh, they discriminating against me because I'm a woman. Or this because I'm Black. And that may be true. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to give them a reason. You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time, man.
Make them work for it. Don't turn yourself into low-hanging fruit. Make it so that they gotta dislocate the arm to get you.
Facts. You know, who I thought about immediately when I saw this? Who else is a lawyer? Jasmine Crockett. You understand what I'm saying? And that's immediately where my mind went, because she's another one with all the antics and all the neck waving and the sister girl bullshit. Man, just do your job.
And without that even down. And again, without that even being part of her background, gotta
that's what I'm saying. She's a valley girl trying to act like a hood girl. You understand? If you just do your job and look out for your people, we gonna have your back. But Jasmine Crockett don't never talk about doing nothing for Black people. But we supposed to have her back because she get out there and does this fake sister girl shit. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you got to also understand that, you know, we're just speaking to the sister out of love. Like you say, we're not here to demonize her.
Right.
But I do know when it comes to lawyers, doctors, any of these high degrees, profession that you have, you're spending a lot of money to get those degrees. So you want to make sure that you have consistent work to pay off these loans. You don't want to damage your pipeline by doing these type of antics to get blackballed, because at the end of the day, these loans have to be paid. They don't give a fuck if you work at Target. You got to pay this goddamn loan back. So don't cut yourself short doing this type of antics instead of promoting yourself in a way where you get mad income and clients coming in. And shout out to my boy who's an attorney doing a phenomenal job, man. He does injury law, and this man is winning cases left and right. I'm talking about from 100,000 to $500,000 to all the way up. You know what I'm saying? And dude is phenomenal with it. I've tried to get him on the show when he really broke off and got his own practice, his own law office. But I definitely reach out to him again because, man, when I tell you the brother, he operates like Johnny Cochran in the injury law stages. Dude is fire.
We need
Black wife and everything, man.
Okay. We need him more.
Oh, you know who he is? Y'all might know. You remember the two brothers that was in the suit that went viral? it was two brothers in suits, a light-skinned one and a brown-skinned guy. They both had suits next to each other, and women just, I'll find it for you.
I think I've seen that. There's been a
He was
few
one.
of
He
years,
was the
but
one.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, he was the brown-skinned brother.
Okay.
That's how I first, because he went viral off of that was him and his homeboy. They're both lawyers, and they had on nice suits, and they went viral for it.
Okay. I look, man. Anytime you got brothers out here that's representing and they cleaned up nice, you know what I'm saying, and they representing black men well, you know, just representing black
brand.
People well.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? We gotta definitely shout them out. We gotta get them on that. That's what's up. We need more of that to push back against all these negative stereotypes they putting out here. So shout out to him. I'm glad to hear that. You understand what I'm saying? Because one of the problems we have, you know, a lot of us are out here, both men and women, handling ourselves well, carrying ourselves well, but that's not what gets amplified. That's not what gets talked about. That's not what gets the clicks, you know, and unfortunately the audience is kind of a part of that too, because we don't want to hear the positive stories. I put up a story talking about those sisters that was watching us, you know, and they were asking all the questions about relationships and how well it went and how well we work together. That is the least watched video on my TikTok out of the videos that I've been putting up recently. Now I got some videos that are getting some views. I got one that's almost at 5,000 views now. The one where we talking about where are the men, and I gave this clown car of all these weird ass females talking stupid or whatever. Makes a very valid point, gets a lot of views, but you know, it's not bigging up the sisters. The ones when we post about anything that bigs up sisters and puts sisters in a positive light, people barely watch that shit. You ever notice? The crown checks are the segment of the show that get the least views. And they claim that they want that type of representation. They claim that they want men to talk about them well.
It's giving WNBA viewership vibes.
Okay, I don't know.
Y'all don't remember that picture?
Nah, I never seen him.
Yeah. I remember. I vaguely remember that.
In the blue, he's in the blue suit. His name is Jose Graham. Hold on, let me give you his correct name. Jose.
Jose, okay.
Yeah, Jose. Is it Jose? Am I saying that right?
If I remember that picture right,
Joshua?
I need to find out where he got that suit from.
Oh gosh, I can't even
get at me.
This is his family right here. Beautiful family.
Okay, that's what's up.
Chef's kiss.
Jose or Joshua? I think it's Josiah. I'm sorry, Josiah. Josiah Daniel Graham.
Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to our good brother Josiah Daniel Graham. We got to get him on the show one of these days.
And like I was saying,
like I was saying, we don't get enough good press. It's always some bullshit like this. You understand what I'm saying? This woman.
Oh boy.
God bless her. You know, God bless her. Teyana Taylor is one of those people that you want to like. I really do want to like Teyana Taylor, but she's just so damn extra, and she's even more extra than Keke Palmer.
I gave up on that a while ago. Lord knows I tried with her. Lord knows I tried.
She is just always doing some hood rat goofball bullshit. And the way she was acting at the Oscars, you see what it says? Teyana Taylor fires back at claims she was doing too much at the Oscars. God damn it. Yes, you was doing too much at the Oscars. You look like a damn fool, Teyana Taylor. I'm going to just keep it above. This is her response, nonetheless. The world holds so much misery. The world holds so much misery that miserable hearts forget the face of happiness. They grow comfortable being sore losers, so when they see real sportsmanship, it unsettles them. Like holy water touching a demon. Oh, man, wow. Because clapping for someone else's victory requires something many people never learn: how to win with grace and pure joy, and how to lose with grace, chin up, and dignity. Funny enough, what she's saying applies directly to her. Something many people, many meaning you, Teyana, many people never learned: how to win with grace and pure joy. You don't have to always try to be seen, sis. We see you, Teyana. You know what I'm saying? And I listen, when Teyana Taylor first came on the scene, I was really rooting for her.
Yes.
I really was. But like, she's just so extra and annoying. And then if you saw this movie, the one that won the Oscar over Sinners, did y'all see that movie? Did y'all see that movie?
That one with LDC? No, I refuse to watch that.
One Battle After Another was the movie that won the Oscar over Sinners. And I couldn't understand, how the hell is this movie so great, starring Teyana Taylor? How is this movie so great that it beats Sinners? Sinners is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Okay? How is this movie so great? And when I put the movie on, I watched it within the first 20 minutes. I knew exactly why the fuck that movie won. Think about Halle Berry and Monsters Ball.
Yep.
And how they made Halle Berry look. How they defiled Halle Berry in that movie. And had her looking like a common whore. Take that and
the slut out revolutionary.
Exactly. Take that, multiply it by 100, and that was Teyana Taylor in the first 20 minutes of that garbage ass movie. You understand what I'm saying? And she acted like she done something. It goes back to Monique and Precious all over for me. You're proud of that role? Bruh, I already was upset because, okay, Teyana, why you acting dumb? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you doing that? Like, you don't have to do that. You're a talented woman. Carry yourself with some pride and dignity and okay, whatever. But then I went and watched the movie. Y'all got to watch that shit, bro. Every stereotype you can think of that's negative about black women, she acted that shit out in the first 20 minutes of that movie. She's a bedwench. She's a bedwench in a swirling relationship, and she was a nymphomaniac. Like every 2 seconds she want to kiss. They put a bomb down, and she complaining because she want to fuck. It's a bomb. They gotta run away from where the bomb is so they don't get killed. And she's complaining, I just want to fuck. This is the movie role you're proud of? Seriously? I mean, they have her shooting off this AK-47 and cussing and fuck no pussy, motherfucker, this pussy, all that bullshit. Just cussing for no reason with a big old pregnant belly while she's shooting this AK-47. It was disgusting.
You sure she didn't have a lit cigarette hanging out her lip while she was doing all that?
That was the only thing missing. A lit cigarette hanging out her mouth while she doing it. This shit, bruh, it was disgusting, bruh.
That's why exactly what I thought.
Oscar. Huh?
That's why I never watched the movie, because that's when I heard what the and maybe I'm just an old fuddy duddy. Maybe that's what it is. I'll accept that. I'm probably the old man on the porch at this point. Hey, you kids, get off my lawn. I'll accept that. That's cool. I know that's my fate anyway, so it is what it is. But I've been around this stuff long enough where when I see certain things, when you give me the ingredients, when you tell me what's in the recipe, I already know what you're cooking. So when I heard who was added in there and everything else, I'm like, I already see where this can go. I see the multiple potentialities.
Right.
And I see what the lion, I can't say exactly what it is, but I see what direction the lion's share of the potential is in.
Yeah.
And I have no interest in that. And sure enough, when I heard people start giving their reviews, I'm like, can I call it or can I call it? They may as well call me Vegas. I know what the odds are.
I want y'all to watch that movie, man. I really want y'all to watch that movie just so we can talk about it. That shit was, it was sickening.
For that purpose, I'll do it. I'm going to cuss you out afterwards. If that's the purpose, I'll do it. But you're going to feel my pain for that. I'm going to make you pay for it. But I'll
listen, you ain't even got to watch the whole movie, just the first 20 minutes. And that's the thing.
And I want to say also, that's a shame for me, because that's a genuine shame for me, because Leonardo DiCaprio is pound for pound, one of my favorite actors. He has been in a whole host of films that I love, that I truly enjoy, that I replay back. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but I like the dude. And that aside, he seems to be for the most part, a stand-up kind of individual. I don't love the guy, but for the most part, if I see that there's a film on with Leonardo DiCaprio, I feel confident that I'm going to get my money's worth if I go and pay money to watch it. He's been that for me. So to have to say that to a film that he's in, that hurt. Like, dang it, because I know he's going to be solid. But With this film, I was like, nah, I got to sit back and But for the culture, I'll take the L. I'll do it.
Okay. Hey, let me know what y'all think on that. Go ahead, Ann. What you got on that, man?
The most dangerous thing out here is for young men that are game goofy, never had women in their lives before, and they get a little money, and then now they do dumb, reckless shit because they never experienced that type of level of power, right? Being attracted, a lot of women attracted to you and things like that. They never had that. They were always the guys that were overlooked until they got the money. The same thing happens to a lot of these actors and actresses. I feel like a lot of them, they don't get the roles like that. They don't get the notoriety like that. So any little role that they get, they quick to jump on it, regardless of how it may make them look, because they feel like they'll never survive in that industry if they don't take all the roles that is thrown at them. And a lot of these producers know that, and they'll throw roles at people that they know are hungry for those type of roles. And that's exactly what happened with her. Same thing with Halle Berry. Remember, Halle Berry was striving through black roles. And then all of a sudden, she started going downhill. Nobody was really checking for Halle Berry like that. And then all of a sudden, Monster Ball came up. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, when a lot of these actors and actresses, they tell you it's kind of hard to eat in this industry, you know? So they just go with whatever is thrown at them. And a lot of times they're picking up these horrible roles that depicts black people in a bad way. So when you call them out, they're not looking at it from that lens. They're looking at it from, I got to eat. I got a family. I got children that I got to provide for. It goes right back to the whole days of Sambo, and when, you know, they used to do the same tactics back then. And that's why we have a lot of negative depiction in our society. And I've said this so many times. I love the way Denzel Washington moves. He don't pick roles like that. You know, the only, and like I say, after a while of him doing that, now towards the end of his career, they gave him that gay ass scene in Gladiators that kind of tarnished the scene. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you was on a good run, and towards the end, they wanted to make sure that they dirtied you up and you took it, you know, based on he wasn't getting the roles like that. He wasn't getting the box office like that. So they know the vulnerable moments of when to get people. But I like people who stand up and know what they're doing and stand firm on it. Just like their brother, man. You notice they don't give that brother no props. They don't give that brother no props when he was out there in the Chi, and they tried to get him to do scenes with a transgender woman, and he said, no, I'm not doing it. And they blackballed him. And then they had the little R&B dude come in and take over that role. And then he wanted to be on the sassy panel talking that bull crap. So we don't, you know, we got to start highlighting and clapping for our people that turn down shit because they see the bigger picture in the long run. And I'll land my plane on that.
All facts, man. Like, you know, we have to be steadfast and adamant about protecting our manhood, because the attack is real. You know what I'm saying? The attack of black masculinity in particular is real, and it is consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just go out of their way, you know, to come for us all the time. And we could be minding our damn business, you know, but they're always going to find a way to attack our masculinity. And yeah, I want to talk about this here real quick. This woman, you know, there were a few women on that thread that I posted to the video talking to the Where Are the Men video, which is really doing some good numbers right now. But this one in particular really piqued my interest, because she said she's talking some bullshit, but the bullshit that she says, I feel, is kind of what's resonating with a lot of the women out here. And I really think that women see things through this lens. They think that this is possible. Tell me what y'all think on the other side of this. Check this out.
I see the true predatory nature of men, and honestly, I love that for me. I'm Monica. I make up words like hypergamy, which teaches women how to decenter men while still dating men so that you stay in your power and not in pursuit. I love the fact that I get a chance to help women break the myth of the male by exposing the true predatory nature of men. I feel like the reason that some women can't decenter men is because they're still trying to romanticize them up to our level of socialization. Whether or not you like to say, oh, men are hunters, men are gatherers, men are predators. And if you really want to decenter men, you have to break the male mythology. Decenter men, decenter outcomes.
So the volume's a little low. I'm gonna turn it up on the playback. But this bird brain, her claim to fame is that she makes up words like hypergamy, and those words teach women to decenter men while still dating men. And I think, bruh, you can't make this shit up. I know I didn't say it; she said it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can. It's just that you didn't make it up, but you damn sure can make it up. Don't.
But see
that's
that I think that when you listen to that, and I'm gonna do that video. I'm gonna do a solo breakdown on that video alone, because I think that if you really try to understand what she's talking about, you understand the collective psyche of the average modern woman. All this shit where they come online all day and in real life they talk about what they're not gonna do for a man, and oh, these men ain't shit, and all y'all niggas broke and all this, all that bullshit that they talk. And then at the same time, they're trying to date and actively participate in the lives of men, and they wonder why they're failing so miserably. That's basically what it is. You understand what I'm saying? You think that there is a path to, basically denigrating men as a culture and still being able to benefit from us when it's convenient for you. They really believe that bullshit. You understand? I thought that was very interesting because I think she kind of hit it on the head. It's pure bird babble to us. But she has a pretty significant following, and I would venture out to say to you that when she says this type of bullshit to other women, she's connected. What y'all think?
What I've noticed lately, and I don't think a lot of people dial down, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier about the whole Pornhub thing, the whole pornography.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people go to the polarized opposite when they've been on the extreme one side. What I've noticed is that a lot of these women, they look like straight Black Americans because they cater to themselves like that. They do the makeup and everything like that. But I've noticed it's a lot of women that come from the diaspora that have a lot of this disdain for men. And if you know from overseas, that's not how they are able to act. So they get the freedom from the US and they go to polarized opposite to talk and spew all this nonsense towards Black men that they could never have that power to do in their own country. So a lot of them flee over here and be feminists, and some powerful, and I'll say powerful because a lot of them are brainwashed because there's so many people that allow people to brainwash them. So I'll say powerful enough to brainwash these birds out here, as you say, Major, into thinking like this, But the real sisters already know that there's solid brothers out there and there's goofball brothers out there. But you'll never find real solid sisters get on the internet and bash Black men like that, because the solid sisters know it's just your choice of men that you're around or you entertain or you give attention to. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these women that come out with this type of vitriol, a lot of them have a lot of unresolved trauma. And I think what Bobby said way back, and I know he threw articles in the group chat about how a lot of these women are having undiagnosed issues. And when you have undiagnosed issues and you jumping on a mic, you're going to be spewing some dangerous rhetoric that is really going to cause more detrimental to society than helping them. And, as fellas, you guys got to stop ignoring the red flags, regardless of how this woman look, regardless of how this woman act, because a lot of it is a facade until you get to know them in the long run. So
Yeah.
be very wary about these type of women. They're very deceptive. You call them Decepticons if you want, but watch out for these type of women. And I'll land my plane on that.
Facts, man. All facts. Bobby Drake, what you got, man?
1000%, brother Malcolm. 1000%. It's also like you said, Major. You know, when we hear this is pure bird babble of the highest order. But the reality is, you don't get people like that with huge followings if what they're saying isn't hitting somewhere. So there is some level of cognitive space where the bird babble is firing, but it's finding a hole.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah. There's women out here with a mental catcher's mitt, and it doesn't matter how way out of left field this crap is coming, they're somehow able to stretch Armstrong their arm all the way back and catch the ball, and it's an out. But again, this is why it is important to go ahead and do the work. And this is not a one-sided. It's not like this is exclusively with the women. It's with the men as well too. This is a universal issue. If you have unresolved damage, if you have unresolved trauma, if you have not healed from what you have been through, and you're still just trying to soldier on, you're walking wounded, you got the slugs in your shoulder and your chest, you got the cuts in the nicks, and you're bleeding out all over everywhere you sit, you're going to pick up infections. You're going to pick up germs, because that's germ talk that she's doing. She's as infectious as any COVID-19 or any other virus out there. She's West now. That nonsense, that rhetoric is as infectious as the chicken pox. And if you have open wounds, you'll catch all that crap. So that's why it's finding a home. Healthy women hear that and they're repulsed. They're like, oh, what is that?
Right.
They cover their mouth with a handkerchief. They scamper off immediately. They see the germs. They pop a Zyrtec, the allergy medication, and get gone. It's the unhealthy women that finds a home with. So just like with most, if you are a healthy person, you hear that and you reject it. You might even call it out. If you are on the fence or if you're all the way fully septic, that's your fellow traveler right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also important to note that you have some agents, because that's exactly what they are, whether they're from the diaspora or they're homegrown domestic terrorists in that respect. You have some agents that will talk like that, and they don't believe a word of that nonsense. They don't live that. We've seen that over the years. They're in the same feminists. They talk anti-men, rah, rah, rah. And as soon as the rally's over, they got to be back home in time because they got to go put dinner on for their husband.
Yeah.
Their husband, they're patriarchal. They're patriarchy. Their patriarchal ass husband who been slaving away all day at work, putting food on the table.
Yeah.
Paying all the bills so to free up their schedule to go out and put this nonsense out there. And so, hi, honey, how was your day? All that nonsense. So again, you have to be mindful of these people that are just pimping you out. Yeah. They know what you need to hear is some tough love. They know that you need to hear, go out there and see somebody, get some therapy, go ahead. They know that you need some positive input.
Right.
But they know that the BS sells so much better.
It does. That's the long and short of it. That's what it boiled down to. The BS,
the junk food versus the Sobe diet. They understand that. And so they'll keep feeding you that nonsense to make your spirit, your mind obese, clog up your mental arteries, and kill your chances of finding happiness and health and functionality with the opposite sex. And again, when you really listen to what's being said, even if you feel that she's on point, that she has a point, listen to what she said. Actually, listen to what's being broken down.
Yeah,
you're talking about decentering men. You're talking about how they're toxic, this, that, and the third, but you're still talking about how to have romantic interaction with them. So you're literally coaching somebody how to get into a relationship with someone that they don't like or care for. To what end? Because you're a user, you're a leech. I don't like you. I think you're dangerous. I would choose the bear over you, but I'm still going to be in a relationship with you. Why? Because they have something that you want. So I just want this out of you. I want this to be transactional. I want to go ahead and get you caught up while I'm extracting your resources, whatever I can get from you.
Right.
I'm coaching you and learning how to be a leech and a user because I don't want to actually be here, but I want what you have to offer. How can that possibly a healthy dynamic for you? Forget the men.
Right.
Let's actually be said to the men. Screw men.
For
Screw
now.
men. Why would you want to be coached into being into a situation that you honestly know you don't want to be in? Where is that not the definition of putting yourself in harm's way if you really believe that men are like this? Why would I want to go put myself in the middle of the fray just to get something? That's not health. That's not good for you.
100%. And see, they see Shara 7, they see what she does, and that she's amassed some type of wealth, you know, and some type of following doing that. And so they're trying to duplicate it. And like you said, a lot of time, I believe that these women probably don't even believe what they're saying. They just know that other women are stupid enough to believe it.
Exactly.
So,
that's the new pimping, right? We talked about pimping earlier. That's the real pimping. I'm selling you this garbage I don't even believe in. I'm selling you this poison that I know I would never take my damn self. But I know that you're going to pay for it. So, hey, as long as you buy it, I'm selling. Business is booming. It's up.
And this is the penalty of free speech. You know what I'm saying? This is the cause of free speech. Any dumbass can get online and get as much notoriety and fanfare as people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about. That's the penalty of free speech. You know what I'm saying? Because I can name any number of them. Just be talking nonsense, utter bullshit, and people just listen and they co-sign and they, oh yeah, that she right, you know what?
And you know what? Let me also tack into that too, because this is where it's a two-pronged attack right there, because it's the people weaponizing free speech, making it a burden instead of a blessing. But also we have to get on what's happening at home. There's the absence of critical thinking being taught from both the school and the home, because if you don't have the mind to hear these things, because there's all kind of talk, and there's always gonna be all kind of talk, but if you don't have the mindset or the ability to critically think, to take in information and try to, you know, figure out what's real, what's not, what's in between, then you're going to take everything in as gospel. What's going to happen is it's not going to be about who's actually making sense. It's going to come down to the cult of personality. So, and we see that. I will listen to this person because I like them. They're funny. I like their personality. They feel like me. I feel like we have something in common. I'm going to listen to them. I don't like this person over here, so I'm not going to listen to anything they have to say. So it's a nasty double-headed monster right there.
Yeah, you know, a lot of us we're very childish with the way that we think. Like you said, you know, we think that everything's a popularity contest, you know, and you see that with anytime you say something about somebody's favorite celebrity. You understand what I'm saying? Oh my God, it's crazy. So yeah, man, it's just wild out here. We got one more video we're gonna get into, and then we're gonna wrap it up, man, because you know, we need to do that. Real quick. Go ahead and play it.
It's just this beautiful connection. We will.
Look at that.
Not right now.
But you will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why do you say that with such clarity?
Because that's what it's going to be.
That's where it's headed.
Yeah.
And you both are on that page.
Yeah. And, you know, but right now I really do enjoy my space.
Yeah.
You know, I've been living alone. I am my mother's only child.
Yeah.
Right? And so having this time that I've had to myself has been fantastic. Just to get to know me, you know, even to have my house exactly how I want it. I don't have to be like, well, what color do you want this wall? You know what I mean? I can just do it.
You're the chooser.
I'm the chooser.
You're the chooser.
Right.
So when you imagine your life back together, because I'm sure you've seen it, how does that look to you?
We don't know yet.
You'll build that.
We'll build that. And it'll be something new.
Yeah.
So that's Jada Pinkett Smith speaking on whether or not she's going to allow Will Smith to come back and live in his house. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think on that, man? Talk to me.
That's, oh man, I don't. It's painful to watch this type of stuff. They really do this. They really promote her to provoke black men in general. I think he's basically the poster child for black men. It ain't about Will Smith. It's just the poster child for black men. They're pushing this narrative about now they're saying that married people should have 2 different homes to sleep in, all type of separation from men and women. And it's like, that's the narrative that they're pushing now. And as people, we have to understand the agenda and push back against it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have anything else to say to this woman. She has no fucking, there's no relevance to her. I mean, I think the last relevance she had was maybe, what was that, Matrix? That's about it.
Yeah.
And ever since then, she hasn't been that. And
Ain't
I always
had no
talk
motion
about,
since.
yeah, I always talk about, and this is a big thing. I think we need to make a segment on this. Spousal jealousy. Both men and women have spousal jealousy. Sometimes it leads to a lot of, it can lead to a lot of damaging brands, damaging your brand in the process. And also, worst case scenario, sometimes these people go out and kill these people. You know, there's a lot of envious amongst mates. You know, that spousal jealousy is something real, and it's the elephant in the room that a lot of people don't talk about. And I don't have my plan on that.
Yeah, all facts. Bobby Drake, what you got, man?
100. Man, I was talking about this a little bit. At this point, Jada Pinkett Smith is the penultimate example of low-hanging fruit.
Facts.
God, I mean, you don't even have to try with her. She's like introductory level. That's the Pee Wee League softball underhand pitcher. Oh God, you could blindfold yourself with no bat, swing, and you still go hit it somehow. It's amazing.
Yeah.
If Jada Pinkett, when Jada Pinkett Smith hits hell, I know it's gonna be like a grease fire. She's just gonna explode for the way she treats this man. My God. I had someone say that they actually felt sorry for Will, and they hope that she like he needs to leave her and get better. And I had to be honest. I'm like, look, I appreciate the sentiment, but no, Willard Smith does not deserve better than Jada Pinkett Smith. He is exactly where he needs to be.
Yep.
That's it's torture for the rest of us that got sense. But he's exactly where he needs to be. And God forbid they would have ever split and he would actually get with a healthy woman. He will be the one to run her right to hell.
Yeah.
Because he likes this. This is normal for him. One of my favorite adages, what's normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. Any healthy woman getting into a relationship with Will Smith, it probably won't happen right away. But he will literally drive her crazy because that is his normal.
Yeah.
And again, for healthy people, we're looking at this like, y'all seeing this. But for him, he's like, yeah, what's the problem? But this is just a Tuesday. But I like what you said. This is definitely an agenda where this is being pushed. And also, you have to watch out for these people that make themselves willing vessels. There are folks, and Tiana Taylor is another example. There are folks who literally are prostituting themselves and they advertise themselves. I am for sale.
Yep.
I'm a mercenary.
Yep.
Just like LinkedIn. For those who've been on LinkedIn, you see those profiles that popped up after the pandemic where it says, I'm open to work. They literally are running around with signs saying, I'm open to work. Give me a job. I'll be your mascot. I'll be your spokesperson. I'll be your billboard.
Yeah.
They are willing to be the spokesperson for any agenda that's being pushed. And when we see these things, we have to be mindful that these things do not exist in a vacuum. This ongoing conversation about separate households, not sleeping in the same bed, not sleeping in the same room, not sleeping in the same house or household.
Yeah. Right.
They're
trying to drive the family further apart.
That's exactly the objective.
It really
and
are.
Again, we're talking about the schizophrenic nature of all this because we also have an ongoing conversation that seemingly won't go away about 50-50.
Yeah.
You're not splitting no bills. The man needs to pay everything. Okay, cool. So the man needs to pay for everything and also maintain 2 households? Because this makes no sense, but it's not supposed to make sense. The only common thread is the divide.
Right.
People like to talk about, they're trying to keep us divided. We've been divided racially. We understand that there's a racial divide. We understand there's been that.
Yeah.
They're trying to create the divide in the household is what they're trying to do. Because they understand that the strongest pushback to all the nonsense we're seeing out here in the world is the family unit. We stress that's one of the reasons why we've incorporated that into our opening credits. We talk about the importance, the might, the sheer overwhelming, the immovable object that is the family unit.
Facts.
When we talk about the unstoppable force meets the immovable object, the nuclear family unit is the immovable object.
It is, man.
And no matter how hard that unstoppable force comes from what angle, this is rock steady. You ain't cracking this shit. Pardon my ebonics. You ain't cracking this shit. This right here has been the bulwark against chattel slavery. It's been the bulwark against Jim Crow semi-slavery.
Yeah.
All that nonsense. But as soon as they're able to find a chink in the armor, they started coming apart. That's when all the other nonsense came and it started having its way with us. And they'll do anything to make sure we can't get back there.
Yep.
Right? So we need to understand this. And the reality is, and we need to also talk about this, because there are some people where this does, quote unquote, work for their household. But let's be honest, the reason why ideas like this appeal to us in the first place is because, again, this goes back to the dissolution of the family. When you have not been able to sit under, and I keep stressing and talking about this, when you have not been able to sit under the internship of your parents' marriage, when you haven't had the 18 years plus of sitting at your father's feet, sitting at your mother's feet, and watching them interact as a couple and learning relationship dynamics.
Right.
Recognizing that your parents aren't going to be in love 24/7, 365. There might come a period of a year or even more where they don't like each other, but they're still there. They're still working through it. They still have that affinity towards each other, and they get back again loving each other. You think where if we don't like each other 24/7, 365, we can't be together.
Right.
No. So now I have to have separation from you because I want my own space. No.
Yeah.
Learn to get along. Marriage is the get along shirt. If you came up with a sibling or whatever and you had them old school parents, I might have had the get along shirt where you got this 2 or 3XL t-shirt and we all fussing and fighting. Your parents make you go ahead, shirt. You got one head through the head hole of the shirt, one arm in the one sleeve, the other person's arm in the other sleeve, and now you got to get along.
Yeah.
You will stay there for a couple hours. You can learn how to get along with each other.
Facts.
You need
it
that.
out.
People don't have any socialization skills and how to get along and work with each other. So therefore, marriage is a pain in the ass because they don't have these skills. It's not because that's the way I am. No, it's because you were not raised or you didn't get to learn how to coexist with other people around the clock. It can be done. But you have the skill gap. And instead of saying, I need to address, I need to fix this, you're just saying, I'm too lazy, in other words. And so I just want to live in a different house with somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts. I mean, bruh, it's wild. And the audacity that this skank would come on, like you said, this chick ain't been popping since Hector was a pup. Who gives a fuck about anything she's doing? Real talk. Who cares? And every time you see her, she finds some kind of way to slight this man, say something slick, like this is his house. You might let him back in. We gonna do it. When I'm ready. I like my space. Shut the fuck up. And this woman is so unpleasant and so miserable. I cringe every time I see her.
The worst thing ever, she might be the most undeserving person on earth.
Facts.
She might very well be. And I have to say that, not hating on her. Not hating. I'm just being objective because, again, we see that the little bit of promise she had on her own has come and gone. At this point, it's not like she has any side ventures going on. Say what you want to say about Ayesha Curry. She's been out of the news for a little bit. I'm not picking on her. I'm actually giving her some credit. Say what you want to say about Ayesha Curry. The woman has restaurants. She's a chef. She has restaurants. She has endeavors. She has businesses that she's overseeing and managing or whatever. Mm-hmm. There are other women that we talked about that have their own motion going to the side. They might be what their husband has, but they got their own motion to a degree. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jada Pinkett Smith has nothing.
Just a leech.
And if she has anything, we don't see or hear about it. The only claim to fame she's had since her little blink and you miss a movie career has been getting on podcasts, shitting on her husband, shitting on her family.
And the only reason I haven't got the movie roles is because of her husband.
Even the books that's coming out, it's about the marriage. Ma'am, can you start a fashion boutique? Can you get a clothing line? Can you write a book that doesn't have to do with you and Will? Can it be a fiction novel? Supposedly she's supposed to be a lead singer in a little rock band, Wicked or whatever. Can you go on tour? Can you do something to get a buzz for yourself that does not involve you squatting down, spreading your cheeks, and taking an explosive diarrhea shot on Willard Smith? God damn. Am I asking for you to make platinum out of whole cloth? Am I asking for you to do alchemy? Is that so hard? Do something. Yeah, this is my challenge for her. I want Jada to win at this point. Yeah. I need you before 2026 pops off at the end, because you got more resources than all of us. I need you before New Year's Eve this year. Do something that is completely out. We talk about decentering men again. Okay, decenter Willard. Decenter Willard. Do one thing to get your name going that has nothing to do with him or your family. It's just the Jada Pinkett show, starring Jada Pinkett, directed by Jada Pinkett, executive produced. Do one thing to get a buzz that is all about you. If you can. That's my challenge. Can you do
that? Would be interesting, because at this point, she's more annoying than Tia Mowry, and that's hard to do. Every time you see this woman, she just talking about how miserable she is and how much she finds a way to take a shot at Will Smith. And that's the only reason that we even acknowledge this woman's existence, because of Will Smith. I've never seen a more ungrateful person in my life. God bless her. Wow. I hope she eventually goes to counseling and gets the help that she needs. This woman is batshit crazy. My God. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. You know I had to do it. Let's go.
This is the Crown Check segment where we honor our queens. Respect.
So this week's Crown Check, man, I had to go ahead and put it down for our good sister, the godmother of rock and roll. I think they call her Rosetta Tharpe. Have you ever heard of Rosetta Tharpe?
I'm going to shame myself and say I've heard the name in passing before, but I'd be lying if I said I was familiar.
Okay, well, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, or she was actually born Rosetta Newman, was an American singer, songwriter, and guitarist. She gained popularity in the 1930s and 40s with her gospel recordings characterized by a unique mixture of spiritual lyrics and electric guitar. How about that? That sounds interesting. Ooh. She was rooted in the Pentecostal church and became the first great recording star of gospel music, and was among the first gospel musicians to appeal to the rhythm and blues and rock and roll audiences, later being referred to as the original soul sister and the godmother of rock and roll. She influenced early rock and roll musicians, including Tina Turner, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, Elvis Presley, and Jerry Lee Lewis. Tharpe was a pioneer in her guitar technique. She was among the first popular recording artists to use heavy distortion on her electric guitar, opening the way to the rise of electric blues. Her guitar playing technique had profound influence on the development of British blues in the 1960s. Her European tour with Muddy Waters, another legend, in 1964 with the stop in Manchester on May 7th is cited by British guitarists as such British guitarists as Eric Clapton and Keith Richards. Shout out to that sister right there. Let me tell you, bruh. Listen, It's some heavyweights that were named in that thing, and you know these are the people.
Man,
she inspired these people. You toured with Muddy Waters. You inspired and influenced Tina Turner, Little Richard. That's serious business, man. Shout out to that sister, and shout out to other sisters out there who are pioneering things. Imagine gospel music with an electric guitar. Who's making music like that? That's crazy. That's why I gotta go listen to some Rosetta Tharpe today.
I tell you what,
combination alone.
I'm pulling up on Spotify right now. It's about to be Rosetta Tharpe Appreciation Week over here because all that I heard is what I rock with. Muddy Waters.
Yeah, man.
Not a fan, but I respect the craft. Eric Clapton, Keith Richards.
Oh yeah,
Johnny. I can't stand country music, but I sure do enjoy some Johnny Cash.
I'm just saying, bro. Like,
Okay.
yo, and this sister kind of started it all. She was the first to win a gospel awards. What are we talking about, man?
And then I because again, I'm a musician.
Yeah,
I'm a musician. I don't talk too much about myself, but
Uh-huh.
Musical background, played the saxophone from middle school, got involved in band, but even outside of K-12 education, I still play. I play for churches, whatever. So I haven't touched the saxophone in years. I'm actually working to get back there. I'm trying to carve out some time in my schedule where I can do that for enrichment. Because I really miss the saxophone, but I still remember everything. Too many years. That's baked in the cake at this point, but I miss it. So I know and understand music. I understand not just orchestration, but also symphonic, classical, jazz. I understand playing with a band and melodies played by ear. I understand all those things, but I also love blues. I love jazz. I love all that. So when you're talking about distortion with the electrical, we're talking about what Jimi Hendrix, if you know about that, when you literally got the guitar, what they say talking.
Yeah.
The old heads would say you're making the guitar talk because now you got the little vocalization sounds coming from it. It sounds like a vocal cord playing when the guitar is working. When you talk about that, she's pioneering that technique. My eyes are jumping because I know what that sounds like today. And you're saying that she was a pioneer. She helped innovate this.
That's wild.
You got my ears turned on. Now I'm hungry.
I did not know that. Shout out to that sister,
man.
Our good sister Rosetta Tharpe.
Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, what's up, James Seed? I see you there in the chat. What's going on, brother? You know what I'm saying? Listen, so unfortunately, you caught us kind of late in the game. We get ready to clear it now. Bobby Drake gonna take us home, but watch the playback, man. It's a good show today. Bobby Drake. Let them know.
Sir. It's a good replay. Hey, man, we want to appreciate the family as always. Much love. Ant had to bow out right quick, had a little emergency situation, but he's all good. Again, we regret that we weren't able to have our guest Glenn on. We're gonna try and see if we can get him in a future broadcast. So keep your ears peeled for that once we get that sorted out. But we want to thank you all for joining us for another show. Much appreciated. And really want to encourage you, if there's any real, I would say, thought that can be taken away from this, but before I go down the path, again, shout out to Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Very excellent crown check. Someone that I'm not going to pretend I speak for everybody, but I've heard the name in passing before, but I had absolutely nothing to go with that name.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I heard that, that's amazing. I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out, getting more gamed up and understanding who the sister is and her contributions to music as a whole, because just for the people listed to have been influenced by her, and just for even the innovation, not just being a participant, but actually giving something back to music, and something as heavy as that. Right now, at this point in the game, you know, that whole concept of distortion, that's almost, you're not even an amateur guitarist if you don't even know how to do this distortion with the strings. So just that alone, she is pivotal to even what guitarism is today. So I'm really inspired by that. I can't wait to hear her and really see this is what the origin is like.
Facts.
But yeah, if I can give any encapsulation of this tonight, man, you know, we really, again, have to make sure that we're doing the inner work. We got to make sure that we're doing that. And we have to make sure we got our critical thinking skills up. It's never too late to develop that muscle, but we got to get to that point. There's a lot of, we want to talk about predators. There's a lot of predators out there, all right. A lot of predators. And they're coming for the people who are game goofy, the people who don't bother to think deeper, the people who have damage that allows them to be easy prey and easy targets for that. Because again, like I said, if you haven't done that work, if you still have damage, if you still have wounds that haven't been treated yet, you are ripe for infection. And there's a lot of viral people out here that have viral things to say that are looking to go ahead and make your wounds septic. They're looking to further damage you. They're looking to poison you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of agendas out there that's trying to get the hooks into you. And if you're not mindful, if you're not on 24/7, 365, you are prime prey for that. And we have, our elders have taught us about this. It's even biblical. The scriptures talks about guard the avenues of the soul, your eyes, what you watch, what you listen to. Ties in the pornography from earlier as well too. The things that you take in through your senses. There's no shortage of vendors that are trying to capitalize off of you. There's profit to be made by exploiting your weaknesses, your fears, your negative impulses, your baser urges, and using them against you. But the good thing is we have positive content out there to push back against us, and that's what we're trying to get into. That's the niche that we're trying to go ahead and embody right there. So with that being said, you know what I'm going to say next. If you haven't already, like this video. You know what time it is. Like this video, share it, put it on your social media, word of mouth, tell a friend, tell an arch enemy, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your children, tell your coworkers, your boss, tell your underlings, tell the janitor that's pushing the mop in the office. Let them know about this podcast. Our YouTube crew, much appreciated. Shout out James Steve in the chat. Also want to big up all our folk on IG, Instagram, Facebook. Get in touch with us. Anthony Malcolm, Major Gage, myself, Bobby Drake. Touch base with us. We love to talk to you. We like to mingle with the people. We're not above you. We're right here in the trenches with you. Until next time, and is resting up. I got my brother Major Gage to my left side. I'm Bobby Drake. Also, last little gem. Again, I mentioned earlier, I got something cooking.
Okay.
Brothers, for the men folk out here, I got something for us.
There you go.
I got something for us. I'm anticipating a huge reverberation amongst the ranks. That's what I'm shooting for. And all I can say is I've been the primary beneficiary of it. I'm not being selfish. I'm trying to share the gems with y'all. So don't worry. It's coming. Give me a couple months. I promise I got something for y'all.
There you go.
Major Gage, Bobby Drake. We are Manversations 2020. God bless.
Yeah. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations. Man up. Manversations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best
A
interest.
place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage. We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.